This story gives me chills when I remember it. Although it almost destroyed my sanity forever, I stopped my taxi business as I'm scared of what happened that night might happen again. Well, it all happened on that one fateful evening, as I was driving through the lonely road of the city when I suddenly spotted three girls standing by the side of the road with their hands raised. They were trying to flag me down for a ride. On that fateful day, it had been a quiet night and business was slow, so I was at least glad to have some customers. I pulled over and stopped to pick them up, and asked them, "Where are you girls going?" But as they jumped into the back seat, they told me they needed to get to the hospital, because one of the girls had a pain in her stomach and she wanted to see a doctor. I glanced at the girl and noticed that she was doubled over in pain. Her face was very pale and she was crying. Then I realized it was an emergency, so I drove as fast as I could to the nearest hospital. When we arrived, I looked back and saw that the girl was now extremely sick. She was sweating profusely and moaning in agony. The other girls told me they wanted to stay with their friend and begged me to go inside and fetch a doctor. I nodded and ran over to the hospital's front desk. I found a nurse and told her that I had a very sick girl in my car and asked her if she could go out and have a look at her to make sure she was alright. The nurse agreed and went out to where the taxi was parked, leaving me waiting at the front desk. A few minutes later, the nurse came running back to the front desk, her face red. "What's going on?" she demanded. But I had no idea what she was talking about. "What did you do to those girls?" cried the nurse. "What do you mean?" I asked bewildered. "I've already called the police," said the nurse. "You'd better stay here until they arrive. Maybe you can explain to them why you have 3 dead bodies in your car." According to the nurse, 3 college girls had been driving in the area when they had a terrible accident. They were trapped in the burning wreckage, and when the ambulance brought them to hospital, there was little the doctors could do for them. In spite of all their efforts, all 3 of the girls died. Their bodies had been placed in the hospital mortuary. However, the dead bodies in the taxi were unmistakably those of the 3 college girls. "What were you trying to do by stealing the bodies from our hospital?" the furious nurse demanded to know. "I assure you," I replied, shaken, "when I picked those girls up, they were very much alive." Needless to say, unfortunately the place where I picked up those 3 dead girls was the exact same place where the accident had happened and the girls were burned alive. It was my luck, so I was set free. To this day I don't know how 3 dead bodies came to life and died again.